A midsurface has been created for the geometry, and the Extend Surface subpanel will be used to fill gaps in the surfaces. The Extend Over Edges option provides 3 methods to close the gaps. The To Surfaces option uses a surface to which a surface edge is extended. The switch is used to view the other options of the Extend Over Edges option. The By Distance option gives the ability to extend the edges by a set amount. The length to extend the surfaces is entered into the field. The By Filling Gaps option extends both surfaces to fill a gap between them. The first set of gaps will be filled using the Max Extension option. All of the displayed surfaces are selected to close the gaps. With all the displayed surfaces selected, they are extended to fill the gaps. Setting the model to wireframe display shows that all internal gaps have been closed. Notice that all the edges except the top of the cylinder are green or yellow, which means the edges are shared or non-manifold. Masking the outside surface allows the inner geometry to be reviewed. The gaps are also filled for the internal surfaces. To show some other options for filling gaps, the middle surface component is deleted to delete the midsurface. A new midsurface is created from the solid geometry to show additional techniques. The individual surfaces to extend are selected on the model. Using the cross extension, both surfaces will extend to meet one another. The individual surfaces to extend are selected on the model. With the surfaces selected, they are extended to fill the gap. The surfaces extend to one another, creating the green shared edge. Changing the cross extension option allows a surface to be selected to which the selected surface will be extended, giving more control over the result. The surface to extend and the surface to which it will be extended are selected in the graphics area. With the surfaces selected, the extension surface is extended to the target surface. The surfaces are extended to meet each other and form a shared edge. For a better representation, a simplified model will now be used to demonstrate some of the other options available in the Extend Surface subpanel. The surface to extend is selected on the model. The surface to which the surface will be extended can then be selected on the model. The selected surface can now be extended. The first surface selected extends to the target surface and creates a non-manifold edge. Note the target surface did not change in length as it is used as a target for the extended surfaces to meet and intersect. To further show the functionality, the vertical surface is translated to not intersect the horizontal surface. The same surfaces are selected for the surface to extend and the surface to target. The surface is now ready to be extended. Notice the horizontal surface extended to meet the projection of the target surface. A Guidelines option is set through the Options subpanel to set edge behavior of the extension. The Use Guide Edges option sets whether the extension follows the existing edges or are extended normal to the extended surface edge. With Use Guide Edges set, the surface is extended. Notice the edges are extended following the angle of the existing edge. The angle will now be changed to see the results of changing the min angle value. The min angle to guide edge is set to 90, which means any angle less than 90 degrees will extend perpendicular to the extend edge. Any angle over 90 degrees will follow the surface edge. The surface is extended to view the results. Notice the extended edges are perpendicular to the extend edge. The Options subpanel also contains options to set the component into which the extended surface is created. If set to original component, the extended surface is created in the same component as the surface. For this example, the Extended Surface Component option is used. The surface is extended to see the new component. A new component called Extended Surfaces is created containing the new surface. The original geometry is left untouched. The new component is deleted to delete the extended surface. The Options subpanel also contains an option to create a new surface instead of extending the existing surface. The Create New Surfaces for Extension option is activated to create a new surface for the extension. The surfaces are selected in the same order to create the extension. With the surfaces selected, the extension is created. The extension is created as a new surface as seen by the shared edge between the original and new surface. For this example, Extend Over Edges is used with a set distance to extend the edges of the surface. The surface to extend is selected. With the surface selected, the edge to extend is selected. With the surface and edge selected, the edge is offset by a certain amount, therefore extending the surface. The edges are extended perpendicular to the extend edge of the surface. The Use Guide Edges option can be used so the extension follows the original surface edges. With the Use Guide Edges option set, the surface can be extended. The extension is now created with the edges following the edges of the original surface. A second edge is added to the lines to extend. With the edges added, the surface can be extended. The surface is extended in both directions as both edges were selected. A new surface is selected to extend. Once the surface is selected, the edges to extend are selected. With the surface and edges selected, the surface is extended. The surface is extended in both directions, almost as if a morphing exercise had taken place. A new extension is made for the surface to make it larger. With the Use Guide Edges option activated, an additional option is shown on the panel to ignore guide edges during the extension. The surface will be selected to demonstrate the functionality. As stated earlier, with the Use Guide Edges option turned on, the extension edges follow the edges of the surface by default. If guide edges are to be ignored, edges are selected on the surface to ignore for the extension. With the edge ignored, the surface is extended. Notice the edge that was ignored is extended perpendicular to the extension edge. The edge on the opposite side still followed the edge of the surface. A second guide edge to ignore is selected. With the second edge ignored, the surface is extended. Notice that now both edges are extended perpendicular to the extension edge. A new model will be used to show some of the other functionality. The Midsurface panel is open to create a midsurface on the solid. The midsurface is created using the displayed solids. With the solid selected, the midsurface is extracted. The middle surface component is isolated to turn off the other components. The automatic midsurface extraction left gaps in the surface which can be closed using the Extend Surface subpanel. All the displayed surfaces are selected to extend. With the surfaces selected, the gaps are closed by extending the surfaces. All the surfaces are extended to close the gaps in the geometry. The options were set to have a new surface created for the extension, which can be seen. Note the green shared edges. One or two rows of elements could easily be placed on the new surfaces to model welds if necessary. The Trim Result Surfaces option is turned off, so the resulting surfaces are not trimmed. With the option turned off, the surfaces are extended. Since the surfaces were not trimmed, notice the edges that were previously green are now red as they are free edges. Masking a surface will show the surfaces were not trimmed in the creation of the extended surfaces. The front surface that was selected is all one surface as the extensions did not trim the surface.